Dobar den,
Dobry den.
and welcome back to our little Bulgarian adventure.
So we've had a bit of a week of excursions this week.
We have taken some time off from the home renovation.
We went to visit some friends last Sunday and had a wonderful roast chicken dinner. Thank you very much, Teresa and Ivan.
Yep, it was great.
It was lovely, and lovely seeing you both again.
Yes.
And then Tuesday and Wednesday...
we went to get the bedroom addition.
Yeah.
Which is?
Our new little stove.
Yes, our original restored Bulgarian pechka.
Yeah. And very happy we are with it.
Yes, we got it from Bertie's Burners. You'll find him on Facebook.
And we'll probably put a link below.
If I work out how to.
And he also runs a B&B called Running Lodge, and we
Yes.
stayed over there for the night.
Yes, we had a lovely evening meal there. Good company.
Great food.
Wonderful breakfast.
And more kittens.
Yes. A bit more advanced than ours, but so we've seen what's to come.
But yes, very nice couple of days out. Lovely part of the country. It was just south of BT near Drynovo.
That's right.
And we had not been there before, so that was nice to have a wander around there and have a look.
Yeah.
And I think we'll definitely be back at some point in the future.
Yes. To learn how to cook those banitsas.
Yes. We did a bit of reflecting on our last year here.
Yes, as we said last week, Saturday marked us being here for 1 year exactly.
Yeah, I can't believe it's been that long or that short. It's quite strange.
Time is fluid.
Time is fluid, as somebody once said to us.
Yes, but we've had a quick look back over the year, and this is what we got up to. So we've now been here a year. What have we achieved in that time? What have we done? Where have we been? Who have we met? This hopefully will answer some of the questions. One of the first jobs we did was have the house rewired. We then turned our attention to the cellar, cleaned up down there, turned it into a usable space. It still needs a bit of work doing to it, but we will get there. We've got to repoint the walls, and then it becomes my brewery. We also did some work on a small barn, sorting out the space where the animals were used to be kept, both inside the barn and on the outside. We removed the old animal pens, made it safe. That's where our decking area and our greenhouse is going. We worked on the lofts. We cleaned them up, made them into a usable space, and made them watertight. It's a much more pleasant place to go than it was. Our biggest job has been to create our shower room. We started off with an area of corridor. We put in the shower, the toilet, the sink. Since then we've added walls. We've also experienced a year of weather. We came across at the end of summer last year, just as autumn was setting in, to some spectacular sunsets. But it wasn't long before all the leaves were falling from the trees, and one morning we woke up to this. As you can imagine, snow isn't uncommon here, but it transforms the countryside and you get some beautiful views. Although we didn't get very much snow in comparison to years gone by, we still had a good 8 to 9 inches. Maybe next year we'll get even more. Winter soon turned to spring, the blossom on the trees, the lack of snow. The daffodils heralded the start of the growth in the garden, and in the woodland everything started coming back to life. We started to get leaves on the trees, and even the old walnut tree started to get some leaves back. The poppies were the first of the wildflowers we had through the meadow, and it wasn't long before we started to realise just how quickly things grew during the growing season. The garden was coming along nicely with peas, radishes, beetroot, all sorts of things we were growing. And it wasn't long before spring turned to summer and we were seeing the sight and sounds of a Bulgarian summertime. It was then we discovered just how quickly things grew as the woodland got a little out of control. This heron is just one example of the wildlife and bird life we had around the property. As summer drew to a close, the woodland was back under control again and things were settling back down as they were when we got here a year ago. During the year it's not all been sunshine. we have experienced some quite extreme weather. Although this doesn't happen often, when it does, the rain's heavy and it's very spectacular. As you can probably imagine, we spent most of our time in our village, that's Makaria Polsko, in the Targovishte municipality. This is the centre of Makaria Polsko. It's got a town hall, it's got shops, a post office. It's large for a village with a population of somewhere around 500. Back in its heyday, there were over 3,000 people here. Our nearest city is Targovishte. We're about 15 kilometres from there. It's the regional centre of our municipality. We've also been to Popovo, another town in the Targovishte municipality. We've had a trip out to Razgrad. And of course, several visits to Varna, a city on the coast of the Black Sea. This is where Max chose to celebrate his birthday. The beaches are beautiful and the sea is warm. You can see why so many people come here for their holidays. In the early days, there was just Lynn and myself. We were soon joined by Ziggy, the cat we rescued. She was only a little small thing and not very well. Lynn nursed her back to health and now she's part of the family. We were soon adopted by the Major Tom, who comes round for dinner most days. We also had a rather surprising visitor in the loft, but the big news was the arrival of Max.
Stravey, and welcome back to my little Bulgarian adventure. My name is Maximilian Seagrove, I'm taking over the show, and I'm only here to do the work that the old man doesn't want to do.
I went and got him back in July, and we got his residency sorted after a bit of a saga, 2 days before his 21st birthday. Since then, we've been invaded by the kittens. There are 5 of them, and they're all doing really well. They are, of course, Ziggy's first and hopefully only litter of kittens. Well, that was the first year. We did quite a lot. Hopefully, we'll do even more in year 2.
So for me, the highlight of the year was getting Max out here safely.
Yeah.
That cemented our future here, really.
Yes, once we got his residency sorted, we knew we had at least 4.5, 5 years.
Before we had to do any of that again.
Yeah.
Gave us plenty of time to get on with our plans.
Yes.
And also our commitment here. If we couldn't have got Max out here, it would have been a difficult one to stay.
It would have been. So,
with him still in the UK, or only coming out every 3 months.
Yes. And one of the difficulties has been, because of the COVID situation, travel and lack of freedom of travel.
Yes, we would have had more contact, I think, with family members, either us going back or them coming here if COVID hadn't been around.
And would have had Max out last year.
Yeah. And the other impact that's had is probably on our language learning.
Yes.
With COVID restrictions and not being able to get out quite as much as people used to, and just not mixing as much as they used to.
Yes, it has been tricky.
That stopped us learning Bulgarian as well, I think.
We've also found that Bulgarians who speak English like to speak English to us.
Yes.
Almost they're practising, but they don't need it. They're so good.
They're a lot better than we are, anyway.
Oh, yeah.
And with hindsight, that's one thing we would have definitely improved upon before we came here.
Yes, I think
learning the language.
Serious learning of the language before we got here would have been highly beneficial.
Yeah. In terms of adapting, I think the biggest adaptation we've had to make is using what's available rather than what we wanted.
Yes, your plans change according to availability of stuff.
Yeah, mainly on renovation work, that is,
Yeah.
isn't it? Because with wood, we had such a nightmare trying to find the bits of wood we wanted and different things. So.
And we did grind to a halt because we couldn't get the stuff.
You found that a little dispiriting at times.
I did, and then I kind of changed my attitude and said, right, whatever I can get, I'm going to use.
And once we did that, things went a lot smoother.
It started moving again.
But overall, we've had a fab year. We've
Absolutely.
totally enjoyed it.
Yeah.
No regrets.
No.
And we're looking forward to next year.
We certainly are.
I think we're more used to the weather and the fact that it is so different from season to season.
We've a slightly better idea of what to expect and when to expect it.
Yeah, definitely. And just monitoring weather, which is not something we did when we first came here. We're so used to it just being grey, miserable and wet and, oh, look, a sunny day in England.
Well, when your life suddenly revolves a bit more around being outdoors than indoors,
Yeah.
the weather kicks in more.
We've definitely become weather watchers.
Yes.
Which is no bad thing.
No.
I've grown my first vegetables.
You have? I've used a chainsaw for the first time.
Yeah. And we're both feeling a bit more confident down that route.
Yes. So yes, it's been a wonderful year of adventure, of learning new stuff, and just a completely different lifestyle.
We're really looking forward to next year.
We are. Now, for those of you waiting for the kittens, we've decided this week, rather than outtakes, we'll have some kitten footage. So if you want to see the kittens, keep watching.
Yes. We've decided to see enough of us flopping our lines.
Yeah, absolutely. It happens every week, including this week.
So we hope this catch-up finds you all well
Mm-hmm.
and look forward to seeing you next week.
We certainly do.
Take care.
Dos skoro.
Dos skoro.